All right, this is Eddie, owner of Metroflex Gym, probably the baddest gym in LA. And I'm gonna ask him a few questions about nutrition. He's a nutritionist. The first question I want to ask is, what exactly interested you in the field of nutrition?
Um, I first got interested in nutrition when my mom came down with cancer, and she kind of advocated how important nutrition and health was. And just for the pure sake of her survival, I began to do my research and everything like that. And that was high school, and so it led into an interest in college, and finally a career afterwards.
Interesting. Can you explain your job as as a nutritionist?
Sure. As a nutritionist, I will prescribe diet and meal recommendations or full-on plans and programming, depending on what the client's goals are and what they're trying to achieve. Usually, my nutrition plans go hand in hand with an exercise program. I think both are important, and so together, we're able to create a lifestyle that supports fitness and health. And again, it's all about the client's goals, so whatever their goals are specifically.
Okay. With following that, what factors come into play when putting together a client's diet?
Well, first of all, the exercise plan. Like if you're lifting heavy and the goal is to gain muscle, there's going to be a lot more calories and protein involved than, let's say, a client that's trying to lose weight. The exercise program, where they're currently at, some people may not be able to have certain foods like gluten or peanuts or whatever it may be. I know some nutritionists like Chris that use blood typing and all that stuff, lipid levels. I don't go that deep, mostly because I'm prescribing for a lot of athletes, and it's about giving them the necessary fuel it takes to perform well.
And how do you deal with the client that psychologically can't handle the meal plan he or she's supposed to follow?
It's a weird question. Sometimes I see a mental weakness,
Okay.
and I almost tell them to suck it up and deal with it. But if there's something that's gonna completely prevent us from achieving our goals, I'll find an alternative route to elicit the same result. For an example, if a client let's just say a client has to, what's a good example? If a client needs some sort of carbs and they're just going crazy, they keep cheating and cheating, it's better at least in the big picture to have the client have some sort of carbs, but at least structured throughout the day, maybe in the morning right before you work out, than just nothing at all and tell them to deal with it. But at the same time, if it's something like, oh, I love diet soda, I need to have my diet soda, I'm going to say, no, you need water, and if you don't like it, this is never going to work. There's some things they can get away with, and there's something, and I can help them with, and there's some things they just need to change and restructure their lifestyle.
Oh, okay. Are all of your clients' nutrition plans the same? If not, how much different are they?
Yeah, everyone's is different. I couldn't even think of why someone would prescribe the exact same plan for the exact same person, or for different people, because no one's the same. Track athletes, let's say, have similar diets to other track athletes. Guys trying to bulk and gain are going to eat kind of similar, but no one's the exact same. And what you need to look at is their current weight, their current body fat, the way they burn calories, the metabolic expenditure, their workout plan. Again, what their specific goals are. If they need to get to 210 or if they need to gain 100 pounds, there's different ways of bulking an athlete. Nothing should ever be the same.
Okay. How much different is a recreational diet compared to a competitive bodybuilder or a professional athlete?
Well, again, it depends how serious this recreational diet needs to be. So, there's some people that may not ever want to go on stage or become an athlete, but adhere to the most strict of diets. And just the same, there's most athletes, to be honest, don't have as strict of a diet as a bodybuilder or someone that's super dedicated to health and fitness. When I do my triathlons and powerlifting, I eat whatever I can, in and out. It's all good. But A lot of these athletes trying to achieve low body fat and maintain muscle mass will have a strict diet of like turkey, simple carbohydrates, very frequent meals. So it's interesting to see. It doesn't even you don't need to be a competitive athlete to follow and adhere to a strict and structured diet. It's all in the mindset.
I see. How do you deal with the client that is too extreme with his or her diet? Like they won't eat enough, or they're scared of gaining weight.
It's difficult at first. Some of my clients are always afraid of having too many calories and too much of this and too much of that. And you're not going to burn calories unless you eat calories. So your metabolism is all relative to how much coal you're shoveling into the furnace, let's say. What I like to do is sometimes like make these super dense shakes with like peanut butter and oats and everything, and try to convince them to have that as meal replacements. And not only am I structuring a even balance of protein, carbs, and fat, but you're also gonna be able to kind of get them a little extra calories and get the metabolism running again. So, and as soon as they start feeling hungry, they're gonna start eating more and stuff like that. A lot of these people, their metabolism's just shut off.
Yeah. How do you feel when your clients reach his or her fitness goal?
There's no amount of words that can describe the feeling of helping someone change their lifestyle. I never feel like a goal is ever complete, let's say, at least in regards to fitness. It can always be better. So it's just the point of their enlightenment, and like all of a sudden you know that they have adopted a whole new lifestyle because of what you've taught them. That's the indescribable feeling. It's like, I don't know, you change people's lives because like there's a point in which they were suffering and you've helped them discover it with themselves. I know why people become teachers, and I know why people do this kind of line of work. It's very motivating.
I see. Following that, what rules and guidelines or personal beliefs do you follow when arranging a client's diet?
I think the best rule is that there are no rules. I think that you're an artist and you need to use whatever tools it takes to elicit a result. And like I said, exercise. I have equipment that are more or less just tools that I use on a client to shape up their body in the same way we use food, as a means of refueling, rebalancing, and adding nutrients into the body. I think that there are no rules. You have to constantly, it's almost like DJing or playing an instrument, you almost have to go with the flow and see every day how the client's changing and restructure it on the fly. Yeah.
I see. Do you base any of your fitness expertise on any past nutritionists or any past experiences?
A few people that I guess more or less role models, people of inspiration. Jack LaLanne, my grandfather, who was just another like all health advocate, and I've always been an Arnold fan because of just the mental focus to achieve success in whatever he strives to do, whether it be a book, politics, movies, bodybuilding, whatever. So, but at least in regards to nutrition, Jack LaLanne, because he didn't really have too much of a strict structure. It was just be healthy. You know what's healthy and you know what's not healthy. Make the right decision. And that's kind of what my grandfather instilled in me when I lived with him for a while.
And the last question: what steps and sacrifices do you have to take in order to become a nutritionist, let alone build this gym?
So it's been a long road, but I think the biggest thing I can say is just not be afraid to make a big change in your life. Not be afraid to take that leap of faith. A lot of people always want to either quit smoking or quit poorly eating or whatever it is, or start working out, and they're afraid of making that giant first step, but more importantly, the following steps. Like everyone thinks like, okay, I'm going to do it, and then it's going to just happen. It's just a big giant first step and then a slow evolving process. But you have to be prepared for a long journey, but also try to enjoy the journey because it's incredible.
I see. All right. Well, that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah.